Hello, hello, hello. Trinity from Esoteria LLC. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous evening. I hope that you are cooling off from the very hot day that we have just had. It was hot. Everyone was melting. It's the scariest thing out there, huh? Okay. Come here. You wanted this life. You wanted this life. The kitten's in the screened-in porch, and she is very, very upset. Very upset that I am on the other side of the screen. Celeste, what are you doing? All right. Okay. It looks like we have got the fire element coming through today. So we will go ahead and do this. So I'm posting this on my old account for Moonstone Metaphysics. I've changed my business name to Esoteria LLC because that's what I was able to get my business license at. Hey. As far as, registering with the state and all that jazz. So I put in for an approval for the name to be changed to Esoteria LLC. So hopefully by the time you are seeing this, it will be so. However, it wouldn't let me go live because I apparently don't have at least 100 followers on that page. So hopefully I'll get to do some more marketing, but this is where my esoteric readings are going to be from now on instead of on my personal page. I'm also on YouTube, on Instagram, on the Tickety Talk. I have a lot of fun on social media with spirit and all of my guides and angels and ancestors. So let's go ahead. Since we're doing the fire element, I think this is going to be about a major change that's coming through is what I'm hearing. There is going to be a major change, a divine spark of some kind, an idea that's going off in your intuition. So let's go ahead and find out maybe a little bit of an idea of either what that is or how you can tell when it is time to take action. Because I don't know about you, but I have ADHD and I have a flood of, in my opinion, brilliant thoughts all day long. And, which one do I choose? Because I can't do everything. So I have to be able to focus on one thing. I would be very wealthy if I could follow through on everything that I have an idea for. And that one. All right. We've got a jumper. I'm being told that jumper is the first. Oh, we've got a couple of them. Okay. So here's what we've got. We've got the devil. Okay. And we've got the hanged man in reverse. All right. So that's a leading message, but I'm going to use these three to kind of clarify that. Hi, sweet pea. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. This is going to be something that's going to bring in some lineage, some legacy for you. So that's good. All right. We've got the 8 of Wands. It's coming in fast. I'm hearing within the next 5 to 7 days. And the Ace of Wands. Yep, you're going to get some inspired thought. Hey. Luna, leave her alone. Celeste, come here. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. Come here. She is not used to being outside. This is her first time out because I couldn't get her in. And so I'm like, okay, well, I will monitor her here. That may be something. You may have way too many distractions in your periphery. I have said this in other readings. I will say it here. Everything that happens within a reading tells me a lot about what's going on in your energy, okay? So distractibility may be something really, really cumbersome right now for you. hold on just a second. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the house. And just like that, the distraction is gone. So, I'm hearing that those distractions will be mitigated if you handle business in a timely fashion. Just like I did. Like, I saw that it was going to be really distracting for the reading. I paused the video. I put her in the house. Done. Okay? That does not mean that you're going to necessarily be getting rid of these distractions permanently, but it will help you focus to kind of quarantine them. All right? Because your focus it's really important for focus right now. There is also something that you really need to change your perspective on. Okay, so the devil usually talks about codependency of some kind. It is the things that we have trapped ourselves in that we can get ourselves out of, and we choose not to. They're things that no longer serve us, or it's to our detriment to stay tied to them. So it's really important for you to get, and with this hanged man, hold on, let me check and make sure. Yes, he's covered. With the hanged man in the reverse, that's telling me that there's a perspective that needs to change in order for you to bring in this divine insight that is coming in. And it's worthy of having that change in perspective, because this is going to be something very fruitful and abundant for you. And it will come in almost immediately, okay? All right, let me clarify that hangman. What perspective do we need to release and let go of? Please. Really? Okay. All right, hold on just a second. This is wordy. I'm going to go ahead and move these up. Moving on up. Penthouse apartment in the sky. Okay, so this is a perspective on leveling up. There is a can't. And I'm being told that you need to eradicate the word can't out of your stratosphere if at all possible, okay? Because in reality, you can. You're just finding the hardest way to go about doing so. So in prayer and meditation, what I would recommend is pray for guidance on the easiest way to accomplish the goal that you want, if you're manifesting. Scripting is also going to be incredibly important, and releasing some of this debauchery is what I'm hearing. Let's go ahead and get the clarification. Okay, so we've got the Hermit. We've got the Fool. Now I know what it's talking about. All right, we've got Death, but she did come out in the reverse. We've got Judgment. And we've got the Five of Cups. Okay? All right. You have been really incredibly hurt in a previous relationship. There was a lot of betrayal. There may have been a third party, although it is not reflecting in these cards at this time. That third party does not necessarily mean that it was another romantic relationship. It may have been children from a previous relationship, so don't automatically assume that they were cheating. But there was definitely betrayal there. The encouragement is to move forward out of this hermit mode, take a leap of faith in the community that you're in now. Start making some friendships, get out in public, do some things, because you've been isolated for way too long. It is not going to kill you, my dear, is the message I'm getting from the Death in reverse. Okay? Your judgment, the judgment, like, your discernment is on point. You're not going to get yourself stuck in these relationships like you had in the past, okay? Because you've kind of taken time out. You've worked on yourself. You've done a really great job. It's just time to start involving others in the community into your life. You know, you're not going to grow any further if that is your goal, which it should be, especially if you're in recovery. You're not going to grow without community. So it's really important to get out there, get into that community, and go forward in communion with other people, okay? That's where your divine justice is going to be. Okay. I know, like, you may have been in a situation where you were being very, like, betrayed or abused, or it could have been a very toxic situation, narcissistic, I'm hearing. It could have been someone who took complete advantage of you, and they put on such a good mask that no one believed your side of the story. That is not going to be the case anymore. You've done enough growing, and you can put down that baggage. You don't even need to bring it up until it, like, let them find out on their own. Let them get to know the new you, because you are a totally different person than you were when you were in relationship with this other person. Because the Five of Cups, this loneliness and depression, this focusing so much on the heartache rather than trying to look at these two cups that are behind him, and seeing what the universe is trying to give to you is that Two of Cups. Get out there, because you've got a soul tribe waiting for you to just introduce yourself. You split the deck. Seven of Cups, we've got some choices. And the Emperor, okay? And I've got the Star in the reverse. You may have been waiting for this person to heal and come back to you. It may be one of those, I freaking hate it when people talk about twin flames on tarot. I am one. I've met mine. It's not all it's cracked up to be. And the point of it is to reflect back the things that you need to work on so that you can separate and move on from that in a healed state. It is not about the romance and all the codependent runner-chaser BS that drives me nuts. So please get that out of your head. They have not healed, if that's what you're waiting for. They have not. It is the same old, same old. They are still cruising around for taking advantage of other people. And if you come back into their stratosphere and you have, I honestly think that if they came back with the state that you're in, you're going to be very turned off. It may be tempting, but you're going to be like, yeah, no. You haven't done any changing. And I think the biggest part of it is that your heart's going to be broken all over again, but out of disappointment that they haven't done any changing. So that is where, they need to grow the F up. They need to quit taking advantage of other people, because the karma they've been incurring for so long is going to hit them. They've got to learn their lesson. And baby, you do not need to be the one to teach them. Please don't be volunteering for that service. That's not something you need to do to yourself. You deserve better. You're worthy of better. You've done so much work on yourself. This is what's waiting for you, baby. Let that other family dynamic go. Whether it's an ex-husband, whether it is a family member, whatever kind of relationship this was, let them go. Because they're not worth the time thinking about them, let alone interacting with them. They really aren't. And that's just the sad truth. I hate being the messenger for those, because I like to be all upbeat and optimistic. And you do have a lot going for you if you can focus on you. If you can focus on getting into the new community you're in, I'm hearing. You don't need to be stuck in this isolatory phase anymore. Your wings are ready. It's time to break out of that chrysalis and show everyone exactly how colorful you are, because you are a beloved child of the divine. You have a lot to offer the world. We need you out here. We really do. Because every person who has healed as much as you has something to offer to the community that they're in, and it makes the world a better place person by person when we do this. That is the whole name of the game anyway. That's the only way we're going to be able to change all of this. I'm hearing there's one last message, so I'm not to wrap up yet. All right. And then since I'm trying to, if you're a friend on here, please share this Facebook page because I'm trying to grow my business and I really appreciate any cooperation that I can get on your end. I am not good about promoting myself in any capacity, so this feels very awkward to say. But I do personal readings, and on my YouTube channel I've got general readings and meditations that are completely free for you. So, you know, recovery doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg, and you're going to be getting some spiritual guidance from my readings because I do 12-step tarot on YouTube. This one and this one. Okay. Okay, the Lovers. You have a choice in relationship. You can either approach it holding onto your grief, or you can let it go. You can take ownership and be a sovereign person who has healed, or you can be dwelling in that grief. And by staying in isolation, that is holding on to that grief. And that's the truth. Okay? One of my guides said, shit or get off the pot. And with that, I will leave you. That's your reading. If you want a personal reading, email trinity@esoteriallc.com. My website is going to be up soon, and I'm going to be posting the details for my new course in doing conscious, or achieving conscious contact with your higher power as you understand it. It is my job to take you to the door and open it. It is not my job to help you informing and understanding. That's between you and God. My job is just to show you how to get there, okay? So this is open to all faiths, or no faith at all, although if you're atheist and watching this, I'm very confused, but I've seen weirder, and you know what? No judgment. If it's keeping you clean and sober to have a higher power, that is the group, by all means. I also will be hosting a retreat for Samhain for women, and that's going to be up in Helen, Georgia, with my friend Katie. And we've got a couple more spots on this retreat than we did on the other one that we were hosting in St. Simons in the beginning of June. That was so much fun. We were we got there the first day, and everybody was like, "Can we please have another retreat in the fall?" So, as asked, we are going to host that. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have a dumb supper. Hopefully it's not a dumb summer, although it's stupid hot lately. And I'm going to be hosting some courses as far as like learning how to read tarot, opening up mediumship abilities. All of that stuff is forthcoming. And I will also be working on writing my book, Ritual. If you are interested in being on the ground floor and performing the rituals as I am finishing up the details and writing a review for me, please let me know. I am looking for a few people to do this right alongside with me. I'm going to be doing the whole thing again because it has brought so much healing to me in my life, and it has caused me to change some major timelines and manifest a life that I could never have imagined now. So anyway, spiritual coaching, manifestation coaching, curated meditations, personal readings, and distance healings. Just email trinity@esoteriaallc.com. Until then, if no one's told you today, know that I love you, and take care.